Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 66 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. I'm just hanging out in the overworld for a few minutes before I get back to my Thaumcraft stuff, checking in on everything. Want to pop over to my apiaries and show you that I brought my Fiendish Demonic Hybrid, which is what I got out of my area down in the Nether. Unfortunately, this guy, for whatever random reason, didn't get the Nocturnal trait, which means it needed to be sunlight out, and it's not sunlight in the Nether. So without the Nocturnal trait, they couldn't continue to breed down there. But luckily, I've got that demonic part of the queen. Hopefully, when she dies, I get some good offspring. I upgraded my storage chest for all the cool items that are getting produced here. You can see all the royal jellies and the propolis. I should probably process some of these propolis. Yeah. There we go. Take care of that stuff. And, you know, all kinds of other goodies that are getting created here. I'm definitely going to put some of that to use rather soon. What else is going on if we head over to the overworld, the main base area here? I'm probably going to want to upgrade some more of these relays. So why don't I pick up this guy, my Mark 1 collector here. Now remember, I upgraded this thing here and this thing here both to Mark 3. This one will make a Mark 1. And if I pop outside real quick, I believe this guy is also a Mark 1 collector. So I've got a pair of those guys. Why don't I sneak back inside real quick, head over to my transmutation table, put the energy collector Mark, whatchamacallit's in there, and my Klein Star. And I should be able to just burn these guys up and then pull out a Mark 3 collector. And I'm just going to have to charge my Klein Star back up in my relay, but that's not a big deal. Especially now that I've got this awesome Mark 3 collector here. Yoink. So now my Mark 3 relay should be getting even more EMC that much faster. And I'll do the same with this guy. Another Mark 3 collector. Yeah, that's cool. Loving it. So the Mark 3 relay is just getting that much more energy from the Mark 3 collectors. Woot. But remember, like I said, if you're really driving for your most efficient way of doing it, I'd use a Mark 3 collector surrounded by Mark 1 relays rather than the ones that I've got set up now. But who knows, maybe I'll get really crazy efficient with EMC production in a future episode. One other thing I've been doing is saplings. I've been running awfully low on saplings, as you can see. They're getting kind of low there. So I've been doing a little bit of work to get some wood converted directly into saplings as needed. Not bad. I've also got a lot of ash in here coming back from my forestry machines back out in the wood producing area, and the peat bog's doing his thing. Still plenty of peat, so that's cool. Not worried about that. Might want to, you know, get rid of some of this stuff at some point. I could probably just grab like that much wood and just toss it directly into my Mark 1, Mark 3 relay. There you go. Let it burn up. Alright, I'm going to head over to the Age of Magic pretty soon. Should still set up the Nexus with the Nether and the Age of Magic, but I'll get around to that, don't worry. Might want to do a little bit more with the carts thing in the future too, but I think I want to get back to Thaumcraft and keep working on that Age of Magic a bit. So here's an interesting note about the dark world that I'm living in. The darkness rating reduces the light level pretty much across the board from every product, and including the sun, which means basically when enemies spawn, even like during the day, they won't get burned up because it's not dark enough to burn them. Ooh, that's good to know though. Yep, definitely good to know. I definitely want to try a brightness age next. Maybe like a desert bright age. That might be cool. Alright, one of the things I want to start messing around with is this Thaumic Crystallizer thing. Now, as you guys recall, the Crystallizer here should take some depleted crystals. I'm just going to grab a handful of them, and using the Vise that's in the storage lines here, just bump them up. So I think what I'd like to do is this thing all done? Yeah, these guys are done. I've even got more depleted crystals from them. Cool. Let's see how much Vise I have up here. This tank has 559, and each of these two have about 1,000. Okay, so 559 is where I'm at right now. Let's just remember that. I'm going to throw a crystal in here. Now, I've already activated this guy, so he's already giving a charge to his nearby items, which is why we're bumping up here some glowing power. Now, remember, I don't think this affects the amount of Vise used. I think it just improves the speed of the machine, so it's alright to go ahead and kick this off. So with 559 in there now, let's go ahead and place some depleted crystals in there. Now, is it going to pull Taint as well? And we got about 1,000 taint in there and 18, huh? Alright, so 559 and 18. Well, that's cool. It's spinning around, doing some little crystal magic stuff. And shortly we should see how much that creates. And remember, it's going to create a random crystal in here. Cool, an aqueous crystal. Sweet. So we used some vis to create some more stuff. Now let's see how much juice we got left. Oh wow, that barely used any vis at all, didn't it? Probably because we have all these upgrades going on. But 559 down to 534. So that's a difference of about 25 vis. Interesting. So for 25 vis, we recharge this crystal. Okay. Let's do it one more time, just to make sure it uses exactly 25 again. And I might even want to turn this lever off, and we'll be sure for sure. So if we pop through the floor here, we should see a bunch of the stuff flowing in. Cool. Getting there. And moving at a decent rate, probably because it's fully charged by the nearby seal. And that got us a vis crystal. Cool. So now we should get around to 529. Or no, I'm sorry, 509. Yeah, because I can do subtraction in my head. Yeah, 509. Cool. That was easy. So 25 vis per recharged crystal. Neat. That's not bad at all. Now I should be able to pull more out of the local aura by just throwing these crystals in here. So let's throw one in and see how much we get out of this one vis crystal. Now remember, it's pulling the vis out of the local aura. So the local aura vis is going to drop. See the number down there on the bottom left? It's dropping down. That stuff's all going to get pulled straight out of the aura and into the machine and stored over here. Cool. So something tells me we're going to get more than 25. Yeah, so let's see. We're about to hit the 25 mark. We're almost at 534 here. And how are we doing over here? Barely affected this crystal at all. Not even like a fifth, I would say. So we're going to get at least 100 vis out of that crystal. And remember, it's coming out of the environment, so be aware you're draining vis. So let's start replenishing the local aura by building some of those cool little things with silverwood logs. What I'm going to need to do is grab my Thaumanomicon here and look up the recipe. I believe it was under the tainted research. Totem of the Dawn requires a vis crystal, a silverwood log, and some nitor. So let's get some nitor. About 6 of them. 6 of them would do nicely. I'm going to start recharging a bunch more of these depleted crystals. And while I'm at it, I'm going to start placing down and using this stuff. So get my Quicksilver out of there. More depleted crystals. Hey, what are you doing? Stop that. I didn't want enchanted silverwood. Oh, that's neat. I'm not sure what that's used for. Oh, it's used for the vis purifier. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to want to get some of that stuff soon eventually too, but for now we're cool. Going to just need a few more of these. And you can go in there, my friend. Get back a bunch of crystals will be nice. So yeah, now let's try that out again. That was the recipe, wasn't it? Nitor, vis crystal, and silverwood log? Yep. Maybe because this guy's running? We're pulling all the taint or the vis into here? Is he getting priority? Interesting. I don't think that should be the case. No. Oh, is it in the, is it in this one? No. Silverwood log, nitor, vis crystal. Silverwood log. Maybe it actually matters what direction it goes in. Oh well, I'll put these guys back in here because they should still work. This guy will probably take, you know, precedence over the other ones. But that's kind of why I did that way, is I wanted, you know, these machines on this line to take precedence over the others. This way, you know, if I want to go ahead and get something here, all the vis is going to go into this infuser, but it's not going to go into the Crystallizer until the infuser is done working. So it's a little bit of a precedence line. So there we go. Turn this guy off. You're going to start to lose your little buffer, but that's okay. This guy's buff is still activated. Cool. And we're getting a bunch of new crystals. Woot. So for now, I'm going to start placing some of these Totems of the Dawn, probably like right in this room. I think it would be wise, right? I should probably get a chunk loading block so I can map out the chunk layout of this room. I don't think I have any handy, do I? Teleport tether, anybody? Alright, let's see if I can remember how to craft these guys. I don't think they were too expensive. Lapis surrounded by iron. Alright. Lapis and 8 iron. I can handle that. This way it'll be nice and easy to figure out, you know, where the chunk boundaries are. So let's drop it right here in the middle. And then put the marble brick back. Okay, cool. So this room is almost pretty much entirely encased within a chunk. Neat. So now I know where my chunk boundaries are. So yeah, we're going to want to be recharging this chunk. So I just want to see where I want to lay these out. I could put them on the roof or something too, so I don't have to see them all the time. I bet an axe would be the proper way to harvest those, wouldn't it? They are made of wood after all. Yep, so I should be able to just throw this thing on the roof. That might be a good idea, too. There we go. So now we should see pretty quickly that the local Vis aura has a chance to be recharged. See the 1% there? So there's a 1% chance on each tick or so that we'll get a new bit of Vis coming into this local aura. So this will help recharge the local aura after I've been draining it so much with my Vis condensers. Sweet. Alright guys, now I've been flipping through the Thaumanomicon here. There's a bunch of really cool items I've yet to create, and I've picked one I want to try out. The Elemental Crusher. Now that requires 500 Vis, which is a lot, but I think it's going to be worth it. Yeah, it sounds like a really cool item. So the Elemental Crusher, as you can see here, will combine the power of the Pickaxe of the Core, the Shovel of Renewal, and the Void Crusher, which I believe I have one of each of those already, don't I? I haven't used the Pickaxe of the Core too much except to demonstrate it, but I do have 2 Shovels of Renewal because I crafted one and found one in a chest. And then I have the Void Crusher, and I'm guessing they should all be at full repair. So let's repair the Void Crusher real fast. Remember I was playing with this guy down underground and trying to figure out what was impressive about him. It was a neat little tool, but I don't remember. There we go. Yeah, nothing terribly exciting. But I'm going to repair them back up right there. But I bet the Elemental Crusher is going to be even cooler. So what I want to do is probably, first off, activate my charge here to allow this thing to start building up some juice. And I need to get myself some of those extracts. Now, if we recall correctly, we need an extract of Deepest Earth and Warmest Fire. And the extracts, as you guys might recall, are made with a glass vial of water and the appropriate element needed, and 1 or 2 items. We'll figure them out. So I'll be right back once I have what I need. And while I'm at it, I might want to do one more thing, since I'm going to want to be collecting water. So I'm just popping through to the overworld to grab a few bricks. Yep, needed a few of them. And while I'm at it, maybe I should grab a couple buckets of water too. Now, as I recall, I'm going to need to go ahead and get some water for that little item. So I thought now's as good a time as any to make this Everfull urn. It sounds like a neat little toy. It's going to just give me infinite water. Not like that's hard or anything, but, you know, it might be cool to see. And while I'm flying around, I remember there was the silverwood tree here. I'm actually after these guys, the flowers. The flowers that spawn around a silverwood tree are rare and awesome. So I wonder if I can duplicate these, by the way. Ooh, that's a good question. I was just thinking to myself, like, how can I get more of these if I need them, and if I wonder if I can duplicate them. Oh, here's one more. Don't want to miss it. Alright, I'm sure there's some other Everwood trees around here. Yeah, there's probably a few. But I'll swing down this way and just try the duplicator real quick. I'm curious how much Vis it would use to duplicate it. Let's try it real fast. They might have fallen into my forester's backpack. It's actually probably a good chance that they did. So there's my shimmer leaf. Let's put it in here. Any chance you can duplicate? I'm pretty sure these are meant to be pretty rare. So, nope, all my Vis flow is going into here at the moment. Let's pull our depleted crystals out. Nope, see, this guy's not even producing any, TCB, it looks like. Yep, so I'm pretty sure you can't duplicate Shimmerleaf. Alright, good to know. We'll go back to producing some more depleted crystals. Alright, so let's try crafting up that item that I showed you guys a second ago. We had some of this stuff, and some buckets of water, and I think it was a water crystal. Aqueous was what was going to get us our Everfull urn. Neat. Now, I guess I can just put it here. Oh, look at that. That's cool. I wonder if I can pump liquids out of that with Buildcraft. Worth a try. But not right now. It's just a neat little looking device. I like the looks of that thing. I don't know if I want it right there, though. This is more my machining room. I think this is a better room for it to be in. Yeah. Alright, now back to what I was looking at. I needed to get some glass and a couple other things. I'm going to put these guys in here. I'm going to need 2 of them, though. And I believe I'm going to need a crystal or 2. So what was it in here that I needed? Deepest earth and something else? That's the elemental cutter, which I will get to. But deepest earth and warmest fire. Okay. Earth, fire. I'm going to need some glass. Got some of that. Who wants to take bets on me remembering the glass vial recipe? Is it something like that? Oh, yeah, there we go. Glass bottles. I'll get a couple of them, just to have an excess. Might as well fill them all up. Oh, cool. Look at that. That is awesome. I like this little Everfull urn. That's a neat little toy. Alright, so let's see. You with you, and I needed the Shimmerleaf. And that uses quite a bit of Vis to produce. A real lot, actually. See how slow it is? You can tell it's using a lot. Deepest earth. Warmest fire. And then I think it was just these 3 and the extracts, right? Or was there anything else I needed? Nope, that looks like it. So the extracts and the 3 tools should come together for a whopping 500 Vis. So I'm using a lot of this stuff already. Whoa, look at that. I'm pretty much down below 1,000. Yeah, definitely one of the more expensive tools available in Thaumcraft. And it's still going. Good thing I have this serious production line of Vis, huh? Considering throwing another stack or 2 of obsidian in here to keep sure, want to make sure I have a good supply. There we go. Alright, the elemental crusher, huh? Oh, I don't even know what this thing does, but it's worth checking out. So is this thing draining? It's not. Now it is. Alright, let's sneak outside and see if we can play with it a little bit. So what do we got out here? Now, it's supposedly going to, crush dirt and stone equally quickly. I want to make sure I'm not flying, because that'll slow me down. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, yeah, it does something cool. Let's see. Whoa, that's neat. Ha! Awesome. It clears out a pretty heavy area, actually. Oh, and I'm already breaking into my Thaumcraft underground. I was getting so excited playing with this thing, I broke right into my room. It's alright. Not a big deal. Yeah, I can fix that. Sweet. I like it. Now, of course, it does take durability damage. It's not an infinite use tool or anything like that, but that's okay. It's repairable. Oh, I kind of like this guy. Now, I want to see if there's any other cool abilities it has. Usually, if you hold shift, it does something. Alright, so shift means it's not going to use its cool ability. but it will harvest a nice big area. Looks like it flattens out a 3x3 area. What's up, dude? How's it going? That is cool. If I'm going to be digging straight down like this, I should have a bag on me or something, but I'm just going to clean up this mess. I don't want to have a big ugly eyesore in the middle of the terrain. Alright, now there is one more ability this thing has. Let's go... Maybe I should just go build a mine real quick to get underground here to show this thing out. I'm just going to head off in this direction. And maybe dig straight down with this neat little tool that I have. And of course, if you're digging straight down, make sure to bring your Evertide amulet on your hotbar, please. Don't, you know, dig straight down and then die in lava. Look how quickly this digs, too. And oh yeah, look at that. It works on marble and everything. Found a nice little natural cave. Sweet. Oh, that's cool. Now let's see what happens if I right-click this guy. I'm going to dig off and make sure I have enough space around me. Make sure it's bright enough for all you guys to see. Neat. Yeah. Let's right-click. Whoosh. What's that? Ah, it's a little wisp. He's being friendly and telling me where to find some good ore. Oh, okay. Off in this direction? Sure, if you wish. Oh, look, he found a crystal for me. Thank you, little wisp. He'll find ores and crystals. So let's try that again. Oh. Where are you going? Down this way? Apparently something back here. Oh, look, he found another crystal. Ha! How cool is that? So that little wisp, he's actually on the pickaxe of the core as well, but pretty awesome. I'm going to suck up all the items that are flying around here. I've actually got a pretty full inventory, so by using the compressor of the void ring, it should be pretty good. Now I'm going to get up my woven diggers thingy. Oh, look at that. It's, okay, cool. So my void ring is currently compressing all the cobblestone and stuff I've got, and it's pulling it all out of the woven diggers thing. Look at that. See, it would be compressing them all. Pretty cool, huh? But it's pulling it all out of there. That's neat. Awesome. I like that. So you can see my woven digger's backpack is probably getting drained out of right now. Dum-diddy-dum. Sweet. Or you know what? I need to have that money. Cool. Now it should be getting drained out of. I guess with 2 stacks. Yeah, that's what makes sense. It's trying to compress this stack, and every time the void ring pulls something out of this stack, it's also pulling it out of the backpack. Nice. Look at that little thing I just discovered here. No idea that would happen that way. But if you don't want it to happen, don't have any more than 1 stack worth of cobble in your inventory. Then I can turn this guy off, and we got a couple pieces of iron. Sweet. So we'll put all this stuff away. And probably burn up a few things, but ooh, what's going on up there? Looks like the sun's right overhead. So yeah, neat little guy. He's gonna fly around and find a nearby crystal for me again. Up there? Hey, he does not lie. I think he'll find diamond for me too if I get down low enough. Let's take a look. Alright, hovering right around Y level 9. Looks like there's something down this way. Oh, just more crystals. What else you got for me? I think he just flies towards something with a high Vs value. So look, he found gold. Cool. Yeah, definitely a nice little item. Alright, I'm going to get out of here and repair this thing because it's probably pretty well damaged. What happens if I mine this iron? Oh, look at that. It pulled up all the iron. Cool. Yeah, I definitely like this tool. It basically will destroy in a pretty decent sized area, you know, whatever block you started to harvest. That's what it looks like it does anyway. So I'll start cooking up these items and clean up my inventory and be back. And yeah, that thing looks cool. Alright, and this guy got a bunch of crystals. Sweet. Happy with that. So we can turn this off. Alright, now for real, cleaning up my inventory, I'll be back. Alright, and I should probably repair, with my repairer here, this awesome elemental crusher. Nice. Probably requires a lot of V's to repair such a complex and powerful item, but that's okay. I'm willing. How are we doing over here? Yeah, definitely draining a lot. Taking a while to repair too, which is a good sign that it's a pretty powerful item. The charge level is also very high. Alright guys, now that I've got this awesome little toy, it occurs to me I might want to be able to enchant in this world. I mean, I do have the enchanter in the overworld, but I don't know, I've got all this Vs here. It's annoying to get all the Vs back in the overworld there. I think I should create an enchanter in this world. I don't need a research block. I can still do my research in the overworld in the event that a new Thaumcraft version comes out and there's more things to research. And I do like the little frame thing I have out there, but I don't need another researcher block, a Q block here. But I'm thinking maybe right through this wall would be a nice spot to build a nice little research room. So let's do that. Well guys, I'm over here in the overworld, and you can see that I've only got about a dozen sugar canes available to me to make the bookshelves for what's eventually going to be the room that I was working on right before I cut the camera a second ago. So I'm going to get any reeds that I can here, but that's still not going to be enough. By my estimate, we're going to need a bit more than that. And I think brains in a jar also do a good thing. I wonder if brains in a jar are better than bookshelves. That is a question to wonder. Yeah, maybe brains in a jar have a benefit over bookshelves when it comes to the enchanting tables. I mean, it obviously does for the Q block. I'm just wondering if it does for the enchantment table. I better look into that before I decide if I want to go enchanting table or not. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, guys, here I am in my little Vis and Taint storage area. I'm going to click through here into here. There we go. Got a nice room here. I should probably get some skylights in there, which I'll do in a few minutes. Maybe now, real quick. And the basic concept of this room is going to be doing research, or not research, just, you know, the enchanting. There we go. What did I do wrong? Oh. Derp. Easily solvable. Thanks to the Mercurial Eye. Alright, so yeah, what was I saying? Stuff about things. Right. So anyway, gonna do this work. So let's put this together. Now the basic concept behind this room will be as follows. I need a nice 5x5. So if I were to put something like this, I want to map it out exactly how it's going to look. It's kind of dark. Let me go sleep through this night. You know what I don't think any mod has, by the way? And I'm not asking you guys to make one, so don't send me a million YouTube messages saying I'll make that mod for you. But there's no mod that has like an item that can set it to dawn, like maybe regardless of what time it is, just make it dawn, without like cheating through NEI. Obviously NEI can do that, no problem. But there's no like, you know, maybe an item that costs something that makes it balanced, that you can portably just make it dawn. No biggie. Anyway, so this room, it should be 5x5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. With the enchanter in the middle. Okay. So that guy should be pretty much how the room should be laid out. Okay? Cool. Good plan. Now, how am I going to do that? Basically, my original thought here was set this all up with bookshelves, because with bookshelves, what I could do is just, you know, portable hold them. Just boom. And then walk into the room, and then, you know, like this, and then I'm inside the enchanting area, right? But that's not going to work entirely if I do the zombie brains, which in my opinion might look even better than portable holes. So let me think this through and come back. Also, by the way, I was asking in my IRC channel if anybody happened to know if the brains versus books was better for the occultic enchanter, the one where you can choose what you want. I think that's the occultic one, right? Yeah, the occultic enchanter is the one where you can choose what you want. And somebody named Invidito replied to me and said he tested it, and it looks like brains are better than books. So thanks, Invidito. Let me figure out how I want to do this now. I'm guessing probably your best bet for this, I guess, would be a frames thing. Yeah, I think it's what's going to happen. So probably have like a little frame entranceway here, right? And just put like frames here, here, and here. Something like that. Or, you know, maybe these three. That would be cool, right? So these three are frames, and they pull down this wall and this wall of brains. So then I can walk in, the frames will close behind me, and yeah, that might be neat. Could work. So let's first just set up the following. I want to test another function of this thing, and we're getting pretty close to the wrapping up point for this episode. So for now, I'm just going to clip through over to this wall room here, and I'll probably wind up with something a little different for my walkway there. But can I duplicate brains? Good question. Let's activate this guy. Come on, let me duplicate brains, please. It does not appear that I can duplicate brains. Can I duplicate anything? Arg. Sticks I can duplicate, right? Yeah, I can duplicate sticks. I can't duplicate brains. Well then, I am going to have to find some more zombie brains. I'm going to need 30 of them. Either that or it means harvesting the zombie brain things from my overworld. So those are my options right now. Get a bunch more brains, or harvest them from the overworld. What do I want to do? Well guys, it occurs to me I need some brains. So I'm going to go jump down into this little cave system I had down here that I was playing around and testing with, and maybe go build a mob spawner. I'm debating if I want to build one here, or actually like go to all the trouble of building like a real deal mob spawner in another age. That might even be a better idea. If I had like an age where it would be appropriate to build a mob spawner, but that's definitely an episode within itself. So maybe I'll cut this episode off, come back next episode, and decide whether I wanted to build a mob spawner or not, and then come back here and get going with my brain stuff. So this is Direwolf20 signing off on episode 66 of Direwolf20's Let's Play. Definitely going to be back soon to finish up this little enchantment room. And then there's still a lot more to do with Thaumcraft. Tons of items and other cool things to check out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and take it easy.